This is the Deuces podcast with the best sis advice.
From the Gen Z to the boomers, we got you covered. What's up, doers? Welcome back to another episode of the Deuces podcast. I'm your host, Kiara.
And I'm your other host, Janelle.
And welcome to our podcast. It's been a while since y'all have seen our beautiful faces.
Yeah.
If you guys are new, hello. If y'all are not, welcome back.
And if you are not, welcome.
You said opposite.
Or did you say it right?
I said if you're new, hello. Right? And if you're not, welcome back. No, if you're not new, welcome.
But no, I thought you said opposite.
No, I said
roll it back. Roll the tape.
No.
I thought you said if you're new,
hello. And
welcome,
if you're not,
welcome.
No, you didn't hear my hello. I said if you're new, hello.
Okay.
And if you're not, welcome.
Welcome. Okay. See, I think I got it mixed up. I thought you were saying like welcome back to the people who aren't new. I'm sorry. That was really sorry. I thought you just.
No, it's okay. I know. I understand where you were coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, anyways, we weren't here last week because we thought we recorded an episode over our SIM card and then nothing recorded. So we didn't want to just put out another pod only last week. So we just didn't put anything out. But
I know y'all were waiting.
I know you guys were on the edge of your seats. Like, oh my God, where's our episode?
What are we going to talk about? Do we know summer tips? They don't know.
I know. I'm drinking Olipop if you guys are on the ears only pod. Not ears only. Listen only pod.
Listen only pod.
I think that's cuter to say. The ears only or the eyes only.
We're either ears or eyes. And today we're both. I love Olipop. Like, I get paid from the Olipop company.
Yes.
I have sponsors from them, which I need
definitely
to do
better than Poppy, personally.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No. Well, no.
We would get sponsored either or.
No, I think Poppy's more flavorful.
They have different flavors. I was about to say. Like,
it's more flavorful.
Olipop is more flavorful.
No.
Are you joking?
I've
had a bunch of Poppies.
No. Have you had the cherry
limeade? Yes, I have.
That's so much better than that one. I feel
there's no cherry limeade for us to try. So they don't have Coca-Cola flavored Poppy. It's different flavors. Is what I'm saying.
But see, I feel like Olipop's meant to be soda.
It's its own soda.
It's a soda.
Is like
Poppy is supposed to be a juice.
No, I think Poppy is meant to be its own sodas. Like the Olipop are replicas of the sodas we already have, just healthier versions. Do you get what I mean?
Yes, I do.
They're two different things. That's why they're two different flavors. But
yes.
This episode's not going to debate about what's better.
Your pants are cute.
Oh, thank you. Olipop actually they don't really fit me that well, but the cut didn't fit cute like mom jeans cut because I need to start trying on my jeans.
See, as you were standing, I didn't know they were mom jeans, but as you sit, they look like mom jeans.
I know they're not the most flattering jeans, but they're so comfy, and I need to start trying on my jeans more. But anyways, because I just order them online, or I'm like, I think I'm a 10, and I just buy it in the store.
I need to start trying on so I don't feel disappointed at home. At least it's disappointed at home than in the store.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that today.
We can talk about that later.
But sure. Anyway, so today's episode, we actually here, take it away.
Okay.
I forgot how to explain it. I know what we're saying.
I wanted to ask your opinion on something before we jump into the episode.
Oh,
did you watch the Idol episode 2?
I did watch Idol episode 2.
What were your thoughts? The Idol's getting a lot of buzz right now. It's not a lot of good buzz.
It's horrible buzz. Supposedly the Weeknd said there's no season 2 because of how bad this is getting.
Yeah, which okay, I can understand. Spoiler alert if you have not seen the Idol yet. I'll wait to give you a moment so you can fast forward. Anyway, but I enjoy it knowing what the product's supposed to be. So I'm looking at it with the lens of what it's supposed to be.
And what is it supposed to be?
Like, it's supposed to be a cult leader, him brainwashing her. He's supposed to be creepy.
I don't see the
cult's coming. What are you talking about? The whole club's a cult.
I was about to say because of those. When that weird scene when he was like, do it again.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a cult.
Yeah.
So the entire time I'm watching it, I'm not watching it of the Weeknd's playing this pop. No, it's I'm thinking okay, it's supposed to be creepy. But I guess people aren't looking at it that lens. That one scene that everyone's talking about, I literally gasped.
What scene?
When he's like, I don't even want to say it so gross. When he's stretch out your pussy.
Oh, that whole scene
was awkward.
Was so uncomfortable to watch.
Was uncomfortable.
And I don't know if it's because we know he's a singer, because to me if it was oh my boobs, if he was a real actor, it wouldn't be weird. But it's like hearing Beyonce say that. It's like hearing like
you can't take
not
take
Beyonce,
off,
but like, you know what I mean?
No, you can't take the artist hat
Like
off
it's
of
like
him.
seeing like Post Malone say that. It's seeing like an artist that doesn't sings about it in their songs, yes, like rappers and stuff, but seeing them
'cause that's
say
what
it like in
people
an
were
acting
saying.
mode is
he sings
strange.
it, but it's like same thing. Like I read some smutty
No,
books.
that's what I'm saying.
But
People
like
are
when
saying
I'm
that.
reading it, it's my own imagination. I'm not hearing someone say
But
those
no, not
words.
even that. Well, people are saying in his songs it sounds different than him saying it and singing it. Two different things.
And he was trying to be creepy, so it was gross.
But I don't know. Like I feel like it was trying to do a crossover into like crime, like the cults and the creepiness, and then the pop star life. Like I wish it was either or, if that makes sense.
Interesting. I kind of like how it is a cult. Like,
I don't
like
know.
how it is.
I think that's, to me, it kind of makes it like a little like Like I wish it was just a guy taking advantage of her.
I think also you have really high expectations when it comes to a lot of stuff.
No, I don't. I just like it's first of all, it's not what I thought the show was gonna be, so that was already a turn, like with the cult aspect. But I guess we're gonna see how it unfolds. We're gonna see it unfolds.
It's only
From what we're
episode
seeing-
2.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I'm sure it's probably like 8 episodes. I'm gonna be kind of sad.
It's the weekend. They should have got someone else.
Well,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
I mean, it might just be him. Like I said,
No,
I'm
but-
sad if it does stop because I like her, and I'm sad this is her first big
real
acting, and then
acting
it's
role.
like down the drain.
But also, I think like me and Lisa talked about it the other day.
Grace
I was
is
like,
watching it too.
just she might give it a gander.
She ain't.
But what I was saying was that in the show, like, because if you guys have watched it, like he's supposed to be icky, he's supposed to be cringy.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like that.
I think where they missed the mark with it, because because girls love the bad guy, girls love the mystery, girls love the guy that nobody can get, and the guy like, who is this? Like everybody loves that bad boy act, which is what he's playing in a sense. But his sex appeal doesn't go with it, so that's why to me it's giving more cringe and icky and not shady. That's what it's not like he's a bad boy, stay away from him.
But I'm thinking the opposite. Like I don't think he's supposed to be like that shady boy. I think he's supposed to be that weird. Not the one club promoter that always hits you
the
up.
club promoter.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like those weird old club promoters that are just icky. Like that's what I think he's supposed to be like that. Not like the.
No,
Damon.
I get that, but I don't like that.
But
anyways,
that's
that
not
was
what
way
we're
too
talking.
long. We should probably cut that a little down.
I don't think so. I think that's a great banter. I don't think we need to cut anything down.
Well, not cut it down, but I was like, that's nothing to do with our episode.
No, because I was curious about your thoughts, and maybe some people else are curious about your thoughts.
That's true. Right now, I give it a 6 out of 10. Like I'm gonna continue.
I'm giving it a 5.
I'm gonna get to continue. No, because you're not me being like, am I a director? I'm seeing the back end of the show and the concept of the show, the idea of the show.
Okay, I'll give it a 5.5 because from what you're saying.
But I'm giving it a 6 because I think
potential that could happen.
Yeah, I give it a 6 because I like the songs. I like the.
You're a freak, bitch.
I like the. What's the word?
I don't know.
Cinematic behind it. I love the lights. I love the slow motion. I love the convertible. I love all of that. It looks like it's fun. You want to join, you want to party with her.
Yeah.
And I like the songs that play in the background. So I think the whole concept is why I gave it like a 6. But like everything else in between is where it's losing those 4 points for me.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it next week because another episode comes out and tomorrow. So we'll be able to discuss that next week and see if our thoughts are the same. Let us know down below. But today we're talking about, we got on the topic of the way Gen Z is now. Janelle and I are pretty much on the cusp of millennials. Like we're pretty much grew up. We got that feel of the 90s and the 2000s. So we kind of know both of them.
Not feel of the 90s because maybe you a little bit more than me. But like when you said like the feel of the 90s,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got like 11 years of the 90s.
You were born 94.
94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000s. Okay, 6.
You said 11. That's what I said. Roll that back.
Okay, but still, I remember a lot of stuff.
But no, that's what I'm saying. So when you say like I grew up in the 90s, like right now you're in your 30s. Like you were born in 1990.
I am not in my 30s. Hold up.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like you got to experience the 90s. Like you were a kid. You were actually in the 90s, not born in the 90s. Do you know what I mean?
I still experienced it.
I said you a little bit more than me because you were obviously 5 by the time the 90s were done.
Are you a millennial then? You're not a millennial then?
No, I'm like the cusp. I'm 97, so I'm like right in the millennial, like Gen Z millennial, like that age group. I think. I don't know what the actual age is.
But either way, we've experienced both generations. Okay,
we get both.
We get the concept.
Yeah.
Like we had like these kids nowadays will never understand
certain things.
Yeah.
that we're gonna talk about. You're gonna say one of them.
I was going to.
That's why I cut you off. I know my sis. I know you're gonna. I was like, wait, let's get into it, and then we can talk about because you're about to go.
I was because it was on the tip of my mind, and I don't think we wrote this down.
I did write our stuff down.
No, the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay. We have our list, guys.
I'll start with this one.
I have my iPad and I have my
Oh, she's an iPad girly.
I have my Apple Pen.
I'm not there yet.
It's so stupid, but it's fun. But anyways,
I want to say mine once we start, so I don't forget it.
Okay, so what we're gonna say.
Oh, she professional. You really got it down.
I did. I have it in my digital planner. No, so what the episode of today is, we're going to go over some simple things that people in our age group, so we're going to say late 20s to early 30s, where we kind of got to experience regular life before certain things and now. Like, because obviously our parents, they did both, but they didn't get the transition. Like, they lived the way before we did and they live now, but like,
that's fair.
Do you know what I'm saying? But
an adult and a kid is different.
Right. So as being an adult through everything and being a kid is like two different experiences.
Yeah.
So we were going to discuss on some of the things today that kids that are Gen Z, probably born after 2002 and later,
that hurts,
aren't going to explain or aren't going to understand, I meant to say. But like that TikTok, it's like, well, you were born 19. Like, and they're like, oh, because you're like, I'm born 2002 or whatever.
I remember before I was 21, I was at a bar with the friends, and the girl was like
80.
No, she got my ID and she's like, oh, 94. The 94s are almost drinking. Gosh, I'm old. And I remember thinking, like, I'm so young. Like, I'm not even 20. And now I'm like, way past 21.
Way past
now I'm
21.
just like, wait. Because I think Jarek's little sister was born in 2010. I was like a sophomore, junior in high school.
I know. Insane.
No, Londa was born in 2020.
Yeah. It's a pandemic child. Pandemic baby.
That's why he's crazy. Right. But okay. So one of the things I wanted to talk about oh my god. No, never mind. I always go one too far. Always. Okay, no. So the one I want to talk about, kids nowadays, like, I'm sure they do it, but no, they don't understand like that fun 3-way call. Like, to have like, hold on, Janelle, let me connect Sarah.
When people were being messy.
I was gonna get there.
And had the
about
silent.
the 3-way call attack. Mm-hmm. Like, for the kids that don't know the 3-way call.
I mean, you still can do it now, but
who 3-ways calls now? Do people even 3-way?
I don't.
Do kids even talk on the phone like that? No.
Yes, they do. They FaceTime now.
Well, FaceTime I don't count as a phone call. I mean, this is a phone call.
Couples still call on the phone and talk, but no. I get what you're saying about like the 3-way, because you still could do it now, but back then it was different. It was like what you did.
No, like, it's like, yes, like, I guess technically we can do a 3-way call. We can do like a 5-way call, I want to say.
You can do a group FaceTime now, okay? You don't have to download Zoom. I'm not Zoom. You don't have to download Uvu or Skype or anything like that. Or Vivo. Or something. Was it Vivo?
It was Uvu.
Okay, Uvu. That's what I meant to say. Uvu, which was basically group FaceTime, because you couldn't.
Dude, it was like black and gold or something. Right?
Yeah, I used to Uvu all the time back in the day.
I used to think the Skype sound.
Yeah, or obviously Skype, which is a lot of people nowadays use Teams.
It's Zoom now.
Well, Skype's like going out of business and Zoom's taking over Microsoft Teams.
Interesting. Oh, so Zoom and Microsoft is
Microsoft Teams. No, they're different.
Oh, okay.
But anybody can make a Zoom's account, and Microsoft Teams, I think, has to go through a company.
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense.
Nobody quote me on that.
Also, that makes sense. But what I was saying about like the 3-way attack is what? Let me just explain to it. So some people may not know. Mm-hmm. So I would, if I wanted to attack Janelle and like get her to say some stuff, it's a little shady, or you were trying to find out something. Mm-hmm. So I would call Sarah, who would 3-way Emily, and you were on our 3-way, right? Mm-hmm. And now Janelle would mute herself, and then we would do our 3-way attack and be like, so Amy, what were you talking about Janelle? And Janelle's on the line the entire time. Mm-hmm. Kids don't do that anymore.
How do you know? Have you asked Emery? How do you know they don't do their version of a 3-way attack? Please let me know.
I just feel like kids are more bolder now.
That's true.
I feel like they're not.
They do more over social media.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think they would hide behind the 3-way call. I think they'll be dramatic and make a whole fake account and do all that stuff.
Make like a TikTok about it.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're more bold. Like, kids nowadays are bold.
Yeah, that's true.
There's like, I know there's a whole like there's no respect anymore, which like some people just don't. I don't think everyone deserves some respect, because some people are like ridiculous.
Right. Like, I don't think just because you're a teacher you deserve to be respected.
Yeah,
I don't
if you're like, oh, I'm a grown up, I'm an adult. I don't think because you're an elderly woman that you just cuss me out, I should just be like, okay, because you're old.
No, absolutely not.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
I don't even care if you're Michelle Obama. If you're disrespecting me, I'm going to disrespect you.
Exactly. And I guess that's what I meant. Like, kids now are like bolder. And I think because like our generation,
more, quote unquote, woke. That's what it is. It's more like my rights. I deserve this. I'm blah blah. Like,
kids are like. I feel like it's kind of a weird thing, because yes, we have our rights, but sometimes it's like do you use it too much? Like they throw it around too much.
Yeah, being woke is too much sometimes.
Yes, yes.
Like,
sometimes you're too woke.
That's not what she meant. You're overthinking it. Stop trying to be woke. Like there's so many times where I feel like kids are doing that.
Yeah, but that wasn't. We're not gonna get on that topic.
So I was like, you can kind of still do that today. but
I just thought about it because I don't know if kids do
what
that.
You're saying.
When I meant like kids don't talk on the phone anymore, they have group text.
Let's move on.
I want to defend myself, but I would like to defend myself.
The group text. It was not a thing back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't until iPhone made the group text.
When was that? Like that's the thing. Kids don't have transition anymore.
Junior year, sophomore year, freshman year of high school. Ew, freshman. Blah, blah. I know for a fact it wasn't in middle school. You couldn't group text in middle school.
And
I know that.
I want to also add like to this like text grouping everything. Kids don't get that transition period. Like we got to like transition from, like you said, from like the text to the group to the Instagram. And now like kids just have it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe something will eventually come up that they'll have their own version of what we're experiencing.
Yeah,
we'll be the mom and dad.
Because right now everything's updates. Like you don't transition, you just update it.
I get what you mean. Like it's not a complete change, a shift. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So and it just pops up on your phone.
Yeah, it just updates. Like it's like we didn't get like the day when it went from the green text to the blue. We were like, whoa. Remember that?
Right. I forgot about that because then everyone had Android. You couldn't tell who had an iPhone, who didn't.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Moving on. Now we're gonna talk about some other things, specifics.
Sorry. I was just having fun.
I know. We had a very in-depth meeting. Is it depth? In depth.
You're the college graduate. You told me.
In depth. I was an English major.
What? That's your public health.
That's nothing to do with writing. I said I wasn't an English major.
Oh, like you said I was a English major. I was like, bitch, since when?
I know, like when I wanted to, do you remember? I think I told you, I said when I wanted to major in psychology, and this friend was like, I get a major in a class you never go to. I was like, ouch, okay. No, but anyways, moving on. So we compiled a list of some things where we got to experience that our kids never would, but it's not anything crazy like, pager or anything like that, obviously.
Yeah.
But starting off some things like simple stuff that are like in school, we talked about cursive. Bro, I am with this because cursive is unnecessary.
I write in cursive actually all the time.
All you need to do is learn how to sign a signature.
And even then you don't
sign
need that.
Sign a signature or do a signature? Can you sign your signature?
You sign a signature.
Right, okay. Well, that's all
but
you
don't
know
even
how to
think
do.
that anymore because they have DocuSign.
They have digital sign.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're always going to have to do in person. Some people don't do digital sign.
I feel like signatures aren't as...
Sometimes people still fax, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like also like people don't need a signature. Like, do people sign that many things nowadays?
Yeah. I mean, you sign at the DMV, you sign documents, you sign divorce papers, you sign, house things.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that you do digitally sign online.
Yeah, I don't think I've signed anything in person in a while.
Yeah.
I didn't even sign
but you do stuff like you are going to have to sign your name physically and once in your life. So I feel like I agree.
Can your signature be in print?
No. Because then anybody technically could have write it.
Oh, okay.
So your signature is supposed to be unique to you, your own. So it's like, oh, that's how she signs everything. Anyone could just write a perfect E every time, their name.
I have my pop star or famous signature down.
I know, me too. That will maybe
whenever we become famous, I have like a cute
But
thing.
that is a thing that is not taught in school anymore. So we got the transition of learning how to write cursive, and kids nowadays have no idea how to write cursive. Moving on, computer class. They don't have that anymore, I don't think. Like, no, we had typing class in elementary school.
They have a computer class to like teach like Microsoft Word software.
Right, but not like, do you remember when we had like actual computer class? This is the typing test. This is the mouse thing. Like, it was how to use a computer. Now it's how to use on the computer. Everybody knows how to use a computer.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that kids just like know how to operate an iPad.
Know how to operate computers, know how to operate phones. Like, it's like you had to, back in the day,
well, at least put that cover on it.
I was just about to say that, Sid. I was like, do you remember the silicone cover that covered the numbers?
And nothing was worse when you couldn't backspace.
Oh, the absolute
like
worst.
TTP,
but that's what we had discussed, that kids, Gen Zs, don't understand how we were taught to use a computer, not what's on the computer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then obviously through middle school, you learn Microsoft, blah, 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 or whatever. But that was also something that we discussed that was pretty interesting. The shirt.
I don't think anybody sees it. I think you're good.
Okay.
If not, I'll just put a censor.
I loved going to computer class because it was like in a dark, this is where we went to school. It was like in a dark section of the school. I don't know. I thought it was
I loved
cool.
my computer class because like I was the only freshman in the group of like, because it was like an upperclassman thing for some reason. But because we went to private school, we got to do the typing class before that. So I got to go like I was like an upper level, and that was my favorite class because I was thirsty. I was like
I don't
attention
even want
whore.
to talk about that.
People might be new. They may not know my backstory. Like I was that like, oh my God, of course I'm with all like the senior boys, you know?
Okay, so now, Kara, I'm gonna test you.
Oh God.
How do you write a letter?
What do you mean how to write it? Like Dear Janelle?
No, what goes where? People don't even know that. Can you believe
Like
that?
on the envelope?
On the envelope.
Your address is in this top left. Where it's going is in the middle, obviously, and then the stamp on the right.
And what do you write on there?
What are you talking about?
Just their name.
Janelle Henry address, and then to whoever address.
To whoever.
Address. Yeah.
Yeah, kids don't even know how to do that.
I mean, who's sending letters?
I agree. I mean, I would love to get a
Actually,
letter
I'm gonna
sent.
test. I'm gonna think of these things, and I'm gonna test Derek's little sister.
Yeah, that should be a fun TikTok today.
Did you see my TikTok about her
Not knowing the people.
when she was like?
See, to me, that's a little understandable because it's like if mom and dad ask us, do you know who that is? It's like someone from the 50s. Like, no, we don't. But like stuff like
no,
this
the ones
is like
I
crazy.
did was like popular things.
Is
I
it
mean, she
popular
tried-
or
no,
is it just on social media?
No, because she tried to be
popular?
like, "Girl, give me something hard." That's iCarly. When I was like, "Oh no, man, that's Zoe 101." So
Oh, that's disrespectful to Miss
that's
Miranda.
why I said she was just literally like,
Speaking of, did you see their awful promo video? Oh, you sent it to me.
yeah. I kind of low key want to watch it because like I loved Zoe 101, but I don't because I don't like Jamie Lynn.
And on justice for Alexa.
I feel like I would be punching her in the face if I watched Zoe 102. But then it's like,
you don't want to give them the ratings. So
I don't wanna
I'm
give
gonna
them
see the how bad it is on TikTok.
what? I don't. Is it a show? Is it a movie?
It's a movie. It's a sequel movie. I guess to see what they were doing with
They
their
couldn't
lives.
get Victoria Justice rate. I see.
Oh, yeah, I guess they couldn't afford her anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, but moving on.
What are the Gen Zs can't do?
Another
sis?
Gen Z we were talking about was ordering things. Back in the day, there was you had to go in person if you wanted to order something.
or like on the
Like, there was
the
no-
catalog.
magazine catalog. If you want to
Yeah.
order it, send it with a check that people don't even know how to write, and then you get your package. You couldn't just go on Amazon. You couldn't just go on BestBuy.com. You couldn't whatever.
Like, the way infomercials were like my best friend. Like every
to call to
like,
order
call 1-800 order
with permission of a parent.
with permission of a parent.
18 or older.
And it's always $19.95
Or $29.99 or $18.95 or
for a
whatever.
while. Derek, one time when I spent almost an hour or two watching old infomercials on YouTube just because it was just like hitting us like
All the things we didn't get, and
Dude.
they're like so hard to find now. They go for like hundreds on Etsy, like Zoo Pal pet plates and stuff. Zoo Pals,
Really?
yeah, because
like,
it's like
zoo pellets make eating fun.
no, but it's because like it's a thing right now on just everyone to be like
And it's always
nostalgic.
so
So like
funny.
who's gonna buy zoo plates for $50? That's wild.
I think it's also funny, like those old commercials. They used to make them sound so cool. It was like, get shoes that bounce on the moon. Whoa!
Bounce,
Moon bounce.
dude,
You know what I mean?
for real. They
Kmart.
Kmart.
Do you remember the blue light? I don't think you remember this, but back in the day, like when there was like
We never went to Kmart.
Yes, I did.
We never went. Like it wasn't like
know,
a
but
thing
I-
that mom went to Kmart.
But
that
like
did not
it would have
happen.
been. That's why I said you probably don't know what I was about to say.
Oh, okay. Because
Like-
like didn't go. That's what I'm saying.
But
I would
I
have remembered
did.
if we went.
Because like Kmart used to put a blue light on in the store and it'd be like sale, 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 and it like you knew like
I
something was gonna
remember that.
happen. Do you?
I just saw a picture of it.
So you don't remember it?
But no, because I'm telling you, we didn't go to Kmart.
I didn't say we did.
But wait, first of all, I do have to say, when was Target invented? Was it always here?
Yeah, I
and
think
we just
so.
never went.
Yeah, I think so.
No, but when did it invent? Like an event? When did it start opening stores? Because I'm thinking about when we were like living in other places, like we didn't see Target, and either
Well,
they just
mom
weren't
would
in that
only go to
location.
Walmart because Walmart was cheap.
But I feel like where Walmart is, there's a Target not too far behind. Where a
Now
mall
it is.
Where there's a mall, there has to be a Target.
No, now it is, but it wasn't like
Google
that.
it. What is it? Let me see, find out for the folks. I'm just wondering because I genuinely was like, I don't remember seeing Target growing up anywhere.
Target was around for a while. It's just like it wasn't a thing.
Was it there before I was born? Was it after? But no, like what to wrap that little part up that we did is
1902, bitch.
Oh, two?
Target was invented in 1902.
Has it always been a
and
red
Walmart
circle?
was created in 1962. So Target was before Walmart.
No way.
Yeah, according to Google, 902
According to the Google, I'm shook.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Target was around, but it was like really pricey. Like people didn't go to Target, like how it's like an aesthetic now.
That's true. That is hilarious. The fact that I was like came about like 15 years ago. I'm like, oh, Target just was happening.
I think like almost like the big corporations have been around for a while, like that long. I feel.
That's insane.
Like the like Taco Bell, like all those things have been a while for so long.
Now they're more popular. But no, to wrap that one up that we did was ordering things. You couldn't order off of Amazon. You couldn't order off of a store's website. Like I don't know how it happened, but thank God it did. So you'd have to go into the store, ordering through a magazine. You know what I mean? Like, which I think is such a blessing for
and
kids
also
nowadays.
one thing I do have to mention, speaking of that, like that Gen Z doesn't really get anymore, which was like the best part I feel of my adolescence was the magazines, the J14, the Kid Pop, like seeing like kids don't do that anymore.
Well, because they find their drama
like, do
on
kids even have
social
posters?
media. Like back then, that's how we found the Juicy Drum, because there was nowhere else to find it for teens. They had like E-News, but it was like
Beat.
They had like E-News, but it was like for adult drama. Like nobody cared. So for us, we wanted to like know who Dylan Sprouse was dating, and it was in the magazine. That was the only way we could find out that we never.
Yeah, that's
bought.
what I'm saying. Like kids don't get to see like walking to the grocery store, grabbing the Tiger Beat, and being like, "Whoa, Zach and Vanessa broke up." What? You know what I mean? Like,
dude, seriously.
like they don't get to do that anymore because like there's so many false narratives now.
All right, now moving on to. I don't know why I wrote this down.
What is it?
The calculator?
Oh, kids don't use calculators anymore? Or like kids don't like do math in their head? Is that what it was?
Oh, before the calculator was invented? But we were
like kids like kids nowadays use a calculator. Like they don't like do it in their head like how people are like annoying, like I give you exact change and you have to like use a calculator. Is that why you wrote that?
I don't know why.
We'll skip that one. People still use calculators.
Calculator's been around. They're like the Almanac.
Maybe we're thinking about like math. How kids just like don't like do math anymore.
I don't know why I wrote down calculator. I looked at it right now. I was trying to think of like what it was. Okay.
I don't know about that.
The next would be, I'm just gonna, I guess, sum it up. Like I put house phone, but I'm also gonna put like prepaid minutes. I'm also gonna put you can only call on people in your own network.
Honestly,
only call on Saturdays. That was free.
The Gen Z kids will never understand that talk you get from your parents when you're like, you're over your minutes, or you have to wait till. Kids, imagine waiting to talk to your friend on the phone after 7:00.
Yep.
Like imagine being like, okay, I'll call you after 7. Make sure you pick up, and you can't call before, otherwise you'll get charged.
I'm wasting my minutes.
Yeah.
Or you couldn't text to your friends that like if you had Verizon, she had AT&T, you couldn't text her.
I remember I texted dad as a joke, like try to be funny, like hi daddy, like through the text. I got in so much trouble because it was like 20 cents a text, so 20 cents there, 20 cents back, and my dad was like, you don't text, you call for emergencies. And I did a whole PowerPoint to my parents as to why I should have unlimited texting instead of unlimited minutes. And
because texting like just kind of it wasn't invented, but it kind of,
it was like T9,
but kid, explain. People don't even know what T9 is.
Okay, so T9 was,
I mean, they have it on the iPhone, but you just don't use it like
no,
T9.
Okay, so people that don't, I don't even think kids even know this. So on your phone,
why do they need to?
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's like obviously letters on your numbers. A lot of people don't know how to use it. Like, you know how you're like spelling the number, like you spell the letters with the number, but kids just don't get that. Yeah. So with T9, it was like you were using the letters.
So like the letter 5 is like K, J, and L, right?
Yes.
Right.
Ooh, go ahead, sis.
I know.
Go
I
ahead,
already know. So if you wanted to use J, you have to click 5 twice, and J would pop up.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why like like was so hard.
The way I used to be able to go under my desk and T9 something really fast and just amazing.
And it helped with the math in your head. You had to count 3 times, 4 times here is L, 5 times here is 6, whatever it is, you know. But that's basically what it was.
Yeah, kids will never understand unlimited.
Yeah, and imagine you guys having your boyfriends and like having to wait to like, oh, I have to wait a week to text him back. Like in the summertime, because you went over and it had to go every 30 days. It would like reset. And it kind of does today, because you'll get those texts, you use 80% of your data,
but
whatever.
It still works.
Yeah, but it would shut off. Like it would be done. You couldn't send, you couldn't call, only like 911. And that was about it.
So annoying when like, or on the weekends, I think you could talk for free. Like you had free minutes on the weekends.
Because free minutes on the weekend, or it was only on Saturdays. And then I guess as time evolved, it went to the entire weekend, and then obviously went to forever. But I wonder how those meetings went in the boardrooms. Yeah. We need unlimited all the time.
I was just curious as to like, why are we charging? Like, it's just like, it's like imaginary numbers. I mean, I don't know the science behind it, but like, why are we charging?
I mean, money's just made up.
No, right? Kids never understand Bluetoothing a sound to each other. Do you remember when I was like, Bluetooth that photo?
Basically AirDrop. It's AirDrop, but it was like you had to do a bunch of others. You couldn't just click the button. AirDrop.
I remember I had my friend Bluetooth me like so many ringtones. So, because we couldn't buy ringtones, because God forbid we bought something
like $3.
So like they would, like she would buy it because her parents didn't care. Bluetooth me the song, or Bluetooth me that photo, and it was pretty much like AirDrop. It was AirDrop.
But you, I was a little younger when we still had house phones, so I never really talked on the phone to my friends on house phones because I was like in 4th grade, and it was like you don't really talk to your friends, I guess, or boys or whatever. So I started talking to boys in 6th grade when we had cell phones. Yeah. So like you kind of got to do the transition of a house phone and a cell phone.
Nothing was worse when you're on the phone with your friend and you hear mom on the other line. So I had to get all the phones in the house and keep
put them into one room. Right.
I remember one time I was talking to like Lizzie, and then the next day mom says something that she shouldn't know because only me and Lizzie would know
like
that.
Hearing on
so
the
she
phone.
was listening to our conversation.
I remember when we left her, you'd leave this is the Henrys. So embarrassing.
The answering
machine, basically like a voicemail prompt, but you know,
like, hi, this is the Henrys, leave a message. Beep.
We're not here right now. Oh my god, Issa was so excited. Okay, but moving on. But it was a lot, guys, and I guess to kind of tiptoeing that with music, like having to go on different website, kind of like, I mean, you don't do it now because you just have Apple and Spotify, but you had to go like on another website,
like LimeWire,
download it, copy it, paste it, and then it was on your iPod on your phone.
That's the thing people always talk about, how
but
like
that's
we
because
were.
you want to pay for it.
That's true.
You have to pay for every fucking song. Imagine that. That's expensive.
We would get iTunes gift cards to get like 5 songs.
Yeah, like that's insane.
I think it's also crazy how like we used to like legit code like to make our MySpace
pages.
I can't even explain to you how to do it. It was like so many like slashes and semicolons to make a heart. Like it's just insane. Like you just knew
to make a heart.
You know what I mean? But it's like funny because like
you would Google MySpace pages and you had to copy a certain link on it that
I think it's just crazy because like no one taught me that. I just knew how to do it. Like I just knew how to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody older taught you and then you taught me. Carissa never got a MySpace because I wasn't even allowed to have one, but I had one anyway.
I wasn't allowed to have one. I was 25 on my MySpace, being with my little 12-year-old self.
Yeah.
Come on, Kira, do some math. That's probably why the calculator's there, you know, because I didn't know how to do math.
Maybe. Alrighty, so now we're gonna talk about. I should have wrote more in depth with these, but anyways,
we had an in-depth meeting.
Well, I'm gonna move to the next one we did. Life before and after social media. I feel like we were in a very lucky. We were the last. We were the last survivors. I feel like we were the very last lucky group of individuals, our age group, that truly, truly got to embrace childhood before social media, before YouTube, not before YouTube because YouTube's been around, but like before it was serious. You know what I mean? Like, so we really got to just be kids.
We were like able to go outside till the lights come on, and then also catch Sweet Life and Zach and Cody on 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, not just that, but like I'm talking about social media in general. Like we got to. It was, I think, a lot easier for a lot of kids' mental health with comparison and like, because we were like, even when you were in high school and I was in high school, like Facebook was the biggest thing at the time before MySpace and then Facebook, but that social media is nothing compared to like Instagram, what it is now in high school. Do you get what I mean? Like it's two different kinds of social medias.
Yeah, because like social media was like, I can only speak like I was in high school during like the beginning of that stuff, and it was like there, but it wasn't like nobody cared about it.
End all be all. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we had obviously because I grew up because Instagram didn't come to like I think closer to my senior year of high school, which is insane to think about. Because so as for freshman, sophomore, it
was like Tumblr.
Junior was not even Tumblr. It was just Facebook.
Oh,
and then Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram kind of came around the same time.
Well, it came popular.
Yeah,
it's been around. It just wasn't like but like even Tumblr, like only a certain group of people did Tumblr.
I was like, I never heard of Tumblr.
That's what I was like. Tumblr wasn't like everybody did Tumblr. Only certain people did Tumblr, but it was like around.
Yeah, because like I said, Instagram. Oh my god,
where you would edit all your photos and post them. It was basically Instagram before Instagram.
No, Photobucket. Like for those that don't know, like that's like Photobucket was very in its prime during MySpace because I vividly remember looking up emo photos and it would just pop up. But it was Pinterest pretty much was for Photobucket.
It was like between Pinterest and Instagram because you could post your pictures.
Oh, I never posted on Photobucket. I just
but you could. It would be you could post them on there to be like on your feed, like your name. And then there was another one, something monkey, PicMonkey. Yeah, it was like another
People
version.
use that for a long time still to this day. Like,
really?
You can still use PicMonkey as like photo editing.
Cool. Oh wow, that's so cool. But I guess. I mean, that could be a whole other episode on itself, life before and after social media. So
we could talk about that. I was just saying, like, I'm just happy that we got to experience both sides,
right?
Because I couldn't imagine being a kid now. Like, I feel like kids
they
don't have
would know
ugly.
they would know any
No, I
different.
know. I'm just saying, like, kids now don't have like an ugly face. Like, I feel like there's like we have like the weird bows. Like, everybody looks the same. Like, kids dress like how adults dress. Like, it wasn't like there's no like
That's true.
separation. How like when we were in middle school or in high school, you can tell who's a kid and who's.
I completely agree with what you're saying. Yeah, because it was like kids or teenagers would wear like I guess especially when you were in high school, would wear like the pink shirts with the 3 tank tops. Adults didn't wear that. Only kids wore that.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, you can tell, like, oh, she's in high school, she's an adult. Now,
You don't know
kids
who the
are
fuck is
wearing
who.
the same thing. Well, those are my favorite TikToks where it's like, they're at freshman year and then it's like me.
Me at freshman year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, but again, social media, they see everybody else around them. So they're like
it's
dressing.
so easy that a kid can go into. I mean, Brandy Melville's not like an adult thing, but like a teenager can go into the same store as an adult and like
buy the
it.
same clothes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Exactamente.
I wrote stores that are different. Did I mean I remember we talked about Libby Lou.
Oh, I guess it kind of ties into what we were saying. How kids don't have kid stores anymore.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
that's what you were saying, sis.
I don't know why I put stores that
'cause
are
we were
different.
Talking, because we were talking about limited to and how, but that's pretty much what we were talking about. How kids had kid stores.
Justice.
Like, an adult would never go into a Justice. You know what I mean? And like
now they just have like the kids section at H&M.
exactly, but it's like the mini version of an adult.
Right.
Maybe with like a pamper, not even like,
But like a unicorn on it instead of a regular sweater.
but it's not even like a colorful unicorn. It's like a nude unicorn that matches the aesthetic of the adult.
Okay, so we got about 2 more.
Okay, we can do this. Let's wrap through them.
Yeah, we got 2. Well, we
Oh
got
my god,
3.
you really scribbled over there.
We got about 3 more.
Oh,
the
she's hit 2, now she's 3.
The last 2 go together. So it's
okay.
like 3, 2 more. Whatever.
Okay.
But one we put was actually watching your TV shows and your movies and your awards at the time it came on
In real time.
because you could not binge anything. First of all, if you didn't have TiVo or recording or couldn't afford it,
TiVo.
yeah, you couldn't go back and watch it after it was done. You had to wait till it played again the next day at 7:30.
Yeah.
7:30, 8:30 Central.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like back in the day, kids, you really had to be at the TV at 7 or you're missing the new episode, and you gotta wait until it comes back on.
Nothing was worse than like you missed it and then you can't talk about it with everybody.
And everybody saw it the next day because
like, did you watch Twitches yesterday?
Especially if it was during the weekend. Like again, kids today can watch anything they want in bulk at one point. Like there is no surprise.
Or just like in general with like taking it off Amazon Prime. Like they could watch anything.
Yeah,
in
there's
real
no
time.
like genuine like excitement. We're all watching this. It's kind of like, did you watch that show? Oh no, I watched it 2 years ago. Like it's not like like this movie just came out, like we saw it on HBO, whatever, and you had to like actually watch it or go and rent it. Like it wasn't like, you know,
kids
anything
nowadays
online.
don't even get the renting. Like you can rent a movie off Amazon Prime or like whatever, but like kids don't get that excitement going to the movie store, the popcorn, choose your candy.
Yeah, but we never got we got the movie and walked out. That's all we left with that Blockbuster.
Dad would be like, do y'all want the new release or go get 3 movies for $1? Like y'all got one or the other.
Yeah, because we'd go to the cheap ass bootleg dollar store by our house in Virginia that would sell, which is so funny to think, that would sell pirated movies. Now that I understand, that's why they were $1.
Where?
Remember that video store right by our house in Virginia?
No.
Well, we went
with
to this
the
video store.
Jamaican patties.
Yes, it was like a shop.
They sold Jamaican
It was like a
patties.
restaurant place where they sold like bootleg shit in the back, basically.
That's so
But
fair.
and like it's because nowadays there is pirating movies, but it's like wait a month and it's online already. Like there's no need to like
Same
when you're
thing
gonna
with,
buy,
like,
you have to buy it. Like do you know what I mean?
To
Like
piggyback off that, same thing with like movie trailers. Like I used to be excited to go to the previews for movies. Like the minute the trailer and it's on YouTube, like you can see all the trailers.
trailers.
Now. Like there's no like going to the movies, seeing what's
Right.
coming out the next month or 2.
I didn't even think about that. You're right, sis. Now you just see them all over social media.
Yeah. So when you go to the movies, I'm like, I already saw this one.
Yeah, there's nothing new. There's no surprise. That's
Yeah.
why when I was a kid, that was my favorite part of going to the movies, was seeing what new stuff was coming out. Because, you know, we obviously weren't like on the news, the new Shrek. We just saw there was a 2 because
And
we
that's
saw
why I
another
think
movie.
kids right now, like I said, everything's so handed to them, not just like life things that happen, just like everything. Like everything's just in the palm of your hands now. There's no excitement anymore. You know what I mean? Like I guess you get the like
Limo out front.
ooh, they
Yeah.
will never understand the choice between Jake and what's his name? Jake and
That was another thing I was going to piggyback
what was her
off
name?
of this.
Jake and what? What's Hannah Montana's choice?
Just Jake Ryan.
Jake Ryan. What was the black hair guy's
Is
name?
it Drew?
No,
It's like a bad boy name.
No, he could be the one. Jesse.
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 Hey, Jesse.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
R.I.P.
kids will never understand that pain that we
No,
went
but
through.
what I was going to say was nowadays there's just an abundance of shows and movies to watch. Like there is no like on Disney Channel, that's what the kids watch and that was it. On Nickelodeon, that's what it was. That was it. There was no like Netflix kid show, HBO kid show, like where it's like thousands to choose
there's
from.
so many.
You know what I mean? It was just like, this is what we watch and this was what it was. And
Yeah.
everybody was on the same page.
Yeah.
That's why our nostalgia to, or our age group again, to That's So Raven, to Sweet Lizzie McGuire, it's because that's all we had. Now
Yeah.
kids are like, did you watch this? No, on Hulu they have this show. Like there's
There's
too much.
so many,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? There's no like connection that all the kids share, if that makes
that's
sense.
fair. Because like I said, there's so they just handed to them.
Right.
All right, what's the
Okay.
next one, sis?
The last two that we can go into each other was booking trips and the GPS system.
Okay. Yes, kids don't understand. One, if you printed out the wrong directions, like because it happened where the map quest.
You were gone.
No, like there was no. You had to literally get the whole the atlas.
See, there was an actual map, and then we saw the transition of getting the car GPS, where you have to like type it in, and then it
Magellan.
kind of took you, but it wasn't like your phone nowadays.
I used to love when Dad be like, "You hold the map, Kara," and I can be like, "Okay, Dad, exit 605
and that
600
was,
miles."
you had to pay the fuck attention. There
Yeah.
was no in 2 miles make a right. You had to look up and make sure you were paying attention, or you're missing it. You know what I mean?
And Dad
And it-
used to get mad at Mom because Mom would fall
fall
asleep.
asleep.
And he's like, "Lorena, if you're gonna read the directions,
You
you
need
should
to
Kelvin
wake
right here."
I all the time. Dad would try to iron, like it was just the funniest thing because it's what you had to
Dude,
do.
Yahoo Maps and MapQuest. I vividly remember.
Yahoo Maps. You had to print them out.
Yeah, Dad would have his little
that's what it was.
backpack.
We skipped a step. It was the map. Then it was the printed map. Like
Yeah.
we had the giant map, like the ones you see in the movies or road trips, and then you had the
printed map.
the staple, the the full back of the papers.
Because it's funny because now you can kind of like cut it and make it fit on one paper. It would print like the entire
Thing,
thing. So it's like,
and then it was the
and it's funny because Dad
system.
used to have a big sack because we had to have the map to there, the map around, the map back. Like it was just this little
a big
backpack.
backpack he had. But I guess with the GPS system we went with booking trips it eventually got there when the internet obviously evolved like everything else in the world, but you had to
Thank the
physically
Lord.
call to book a plane ticket. You had to buy it there.
It's funny
it was
because
crazy.
you said that because I was watching The Amazing Race, and I've been like binging them, so I'm watching it from the earlier seasons, which is so mind-boggling how
Different.
2002 and 2023, how night and day they are. Like, to
Right.
me, it doesn't feel that far
It's
because
in the same
like it's in the same
yeah.
decade or not decade, but same like I guess lifetime of me.
Yeah.
So when I see how 2002 is, it's like whoa, it's like a whole other world. And they had to like call the airplane, like what tickets you have, or calling the movies,
Is
like
this-
what's
no,
playing at
you
the
have
movies.
to call, is our plane delayed? Is our plane late? Is our plane, there was no text to go, your plane's late. If you did not pay attention to what they were saying, you did not know your gate changed. You didn't get a little beep, 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 your gate changed to C4. You had to actually pay
Yeah.
attention. And like you had to, I mean, you could still buy your plane tickets in person. Obviously, who would do that? But like back in the day at certain situations, you had to buy, if you couldn't get them online, you had to drive to the airport, buy the actual tickets, check in was differently. You couldn't be online, check and see. It was first come, first
Listen.
serve. Like it was way different.
Listen. I love the
You know
age.
what? Hold on.
Okay,
I had a
go ahead.
epiphany.
Epiphany, please.
You
I
know
hope it's
what?
not the same thing I'm saying.
What?
No, go ahead.
You go first.
Okay. No, I was saying I'm glad I was born in the time I'm in because that sounds like a nightmare. Like I love.
It's not what I was saying.
Okay, good.
But I agree.
Okay, no, I'm saying like. Like I love convenience. I love the apps. I love like
For sure.
how much have you evolved.
I
And,
love
like,
not having to use a map.
Like I'm glad we were a kid during those
During the
times, so we can
times,
look.
yep.
But being an adult sounds
miserable.
awful. Like oh my god, going to the library with an encyclopedia sounds awful in college.
Right.
But what were you? What was your epiphany?
My epiphany was
not
our
mine.
age group, right?
Uh-huh.
Our age group, and I would say a little bit of like younger crowd, like I would say like Sasha, which is kind of like in our group, but not really at the same time. Everyone's parents all are the same. Like they got to the airport 6 hours earlier. It's because back in the day you had to get there that early so you could get all your information, make sure all your
is that what you're
paperwork
saying? Like dad's like get to the airport
at
4
5
hours.
hours early. Nowadays it's like everything's done online. You just show up.
Or
2 hours
if you have
before.
TSA pre-check or if you have clear.
Like that wasn't a thing back then. Like it wasn't as accessible to the
I'm sorry,
world back
I
then.
will still get there 2 hours early.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But like I just had an epiphany. I was like, it's like a collective funny thing. Like dad's at the airport and they're there 6 hours early before the flight. But I was thinking, I was like, they were so accustomed to having to do that, because if they got there and they said, oh, your flight actually changed to tomorrow, you wouldn't know if you went 2 hours early, or your flight actually moved up 4 hours. And you're like, oh, thank God I'm here. That's why you come early. That makes so much sense why our generation's parents get to the airport so freaking early, because they're so used to like.
So by us discussing this kind of made you hit that right now.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because you have to go to the gate, make sure your papers are good.
No. But yeah, is that the last one? Let's wrap it up. I kind of was happy about this. I was going through memory lane, and it's just fun to talk about like the difference between now and like a Gen Z person. Like,
and I'm glad.
And it's crazy because like Gen Z is so different, but they're like kind of not.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like
why do you think they're not different?
No, I mean, obviously there's like obvious reasons. We said a lot of them today, but when I'm thinking of Gen Z, maybe I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe some stuff I don't need to say.
Out loud.
I'll tell you after, because what I'm trying to say, I don't think it'll make sense, and people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" So I don't want people to click off. So
yeah,
I'll tell you after.
It's okay.
But I hope you guys had this fun. I hope you were like, people who were listening to this were like, ha ha ha, I remember that. Or they're like, wait, what? That's crazy.
You guys had to do that? And then the boomers are like, oh, back in my day.
Oh, y'all think y'all had it hard.
Yeah. You should have been a teen when I was a teen.
I had to walk to school. Like,
oh my gosh, I know.
But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what some stuff you guys want to talk about. And you know what? We kind of want to be y'all's not big sis, but like sis advice. You know what I mean? With the direction we want to go right now is let us know what you want us. What does it talk about? No. No, I was on a roll. No.
Let's talk about that off camera, and then we'll come back next episode and come a little more smooth.
No, I was going.
You weren't prepared. I wasn't gonna stop you.
No.
I already stopped you earlier.
Listen. I got nervous because I knew what I wanted to say, and then I looked at you, and you made a face, and you made me nervous. So I hesitated
because not everybody, because we didn't just. I know what you were trying to do. First of all, that should have been the first beginning of the episode. Second of all, we didn't plan on how we were going to explain it.
But like I had in my head a good flow, and then I looked at you and you started shaking your head, and it made me nervous. I had already stopped
you early in the episode, so I said I'm gonna let her go. I was like, I'm gonna let her do it. Well, she might say it. So we're gonna workshop
comment, like, and subscribe, and follow us. And if you want to know what I was trying to say, come back next week, and you will know with a clear version of it.
Yes. And make sure you guys leave a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If it's anything less than 5 stars, we know that you're lying. And I really hope we got through to a lot of people today. Again, thank you for being patient with us. Thank you to our loyal, strong support group that listens every single week. We absolutely love y'all.
Love y'all.
And it's so weird that some of it more, like when we're looking at our accolades, that it was like more of out of the country. I still want to know how that works. Is it translated, or do they understand English?
I don't know. Let us know down below.
Let us know. Our international fans, let us know, because that is still wild to me. Like, who's listening to us in Germany? Like, what? But anyway, so again, we thank you guys so much for the support. And whether you're Gen Z, what is it, millennial, and then boomers, just always remember to do you, sis.